What's up, everyone? Arctic here, bringing you guys a brand new Running Ranked episode. You guys know I'm in the dual commentary season. I got my boy TIC Joey, also known as Havoc online, because he wreaks lots of havoc on fellow players. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So, we've been, what is this now? The fourth or fifth Running Ranked where we've done a dual commentary. Joey has been someone that, I've kind of known now, I'd say a little bit more than a year now.
Yeah, I think you started following me on Twitter maybe like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's kind of spawned from competitive gears and, you had some questions for me about your team and stuff. And, we've just been kind of going back and forth, up until, I guess now we're doing this dual commentary. So, for anyone out there, you guys know how I start these. I gotta ask you, Joey, when did you start playing Gears? How'd you get into the scene? Tell us what's up, man.
Well, I started playing Gears back in '06, probably I think like a week after release date, because I had a friend who picked it up and he was like, man, I know you just got your 360, you gotta go check this game out, you'll love it. So I started playing with him a whole bunch, just, playing online, split screening, stuff like that. And then that was pretty much it, man. I just started from there and, I fell in love, like most people do with Gears. So, that's where it started.
So here's an interesting thing, and I just thought about this. A lot of people, and it's kind of going on down but not out a little bit. I don't want to get there just yet, but one of the things that immediately caught my attention about Gears of War was like the over-the-top violence. I think it was that Mad World trailer that we saw was like crazy stuff. And then after that, they showed like chainsawing stuff, Cliffy B going crazy. What about it was like appealing to you the most?
Well, I think like it being a third-person shooter, because I played Battlefront 2 back on the PS2 a lot.
Okay.
And I really like the third-person style. And then I'm always been a big sniper kind of marksman type dude, so. Man, just seeing that headshot and hearing that crack when you get a nice blind fire or something, that did it for me. Just the shotguns and everything, it was just my style, man. I don't know.
Okay. Now, obviously we're here on YouTube. I gotta ask when you started posting content, what type of content you post on your channel. Tell us some stuff about that.
Well, honestly, man, I started posting maybe, I think, right after Christmas of 2012, starting that first year, I started recording a lot of stuff, and I wanted to get into commentary, and I wanted to do montages and stuff like that, and the montage part of it kind of came a little later, and I did some stuff on my own, but I wanted to showcase gameplay more than anything, because, I was a serious Gears player, and I wanted people to kind of see what I got, so, I started posting content, and then I start doing commentary here and there. And I mean, I post stuff other than Gears of War, but that was mostly my main thing. It was the main reason I wanted to get it. And I also wanted to stream with my PVR, so that was a big deal too, working with YouTube and streaming and stuff like that. So
Okay. And here's something a little bit different. Abram was, I guess his team is One with Valor. But they don't play in the same nature like a lot of us do. And when I say us, I mean going to MLG events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know you went to MLG Dallas with your team, back, it was last year, 2012 in November-ish? Is that when they held that event?
Yeah, it was, I think it was November 2012.
Okay. So, from a competitive standpoint, can you tell us, what TIC is all about, what it stands for? How you guys got started and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty interesting and compelling.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I think back in really late 2010, early 2011, I started the Impact Capital, which is TIC. And basically what I wanted to do is I just started out as a Gears team. It was me and a bunch of my close friends that played Gears every single day. And we always did really well, so we figured, hey, we're going to get in this competitive thing. We always watch competitive gameplay and stuff. And then over time, I had people who came to me and they're like, hey man, we should start a Halo side, a Gears branch, and it became basically TIC became a group of teams, kind of making it a brand type deal. And you have the Gears team, the Halo side, and the Call of Duty side of things. And I didn't really want to make it a clan. It wasn't really about becoming huge. As far as having a ton of members, it was we want to keep this small. We want to keep it competitive. We want to keep, we just want to keep a close-knit group, and we know what we want to do, and we want to keep like-minded people on our team and kind of try to move forward with that.
All right. Yeah. I mean, for a lot of people that don't know how my team got started, it's almost identical to that. And I think a lot of people, and I've gotten this question a lot. I don't know if you're starting to get it a lot, but they'll ask things like, how do I get on a team, or how do I find players? And you hit it right on the head. Like, if you end up with a group of friends that end up all liking a specific game and play for a while, and then you're like, hey, I want to go competitive. Usually that group of friends ends up being the most tight-knit group that you'll ever find ever in gaming. And I think it's just a matter of like knowing each other that kind of helps. And a good example is the Insanes. All those guys knew each other.
Yeah, dude.
And, they had the ability to, all four of them, play at someone's house at the time when they first got started. And, that really helps with chemistry. You don't have to worry about, oh, this guy's going to quit. Oh, he's going to go online and talk shit about his teammates, and then all this stuff is going to happen. Right. It ends up being fantastic. And then, the next step that we kind of made was saying, hey, what types of people are like us that want to be involved, and on the competitive side of things. And, it just sounds like you're building a very strong and solid foundation.
Yeah, like going back to the chemistry thing, like one of my best friend plays on the team, the Gears team with me, and when we play, he's not a very power weapon heavy guy, and I am, so I'm usually the one rushing the power weapon. And just because we've played together for so long, like I don't even have to hit left bumper. I just know where he's going to be. Like I can tell you where he's going to be on the map if he's not dead. Pretty much every time, every map. Like it's how it goes.
Yep.
So
you don't listen. For anybody out there, I'm telling you, if you have a friend that plays, he might not be very good, but listen, if you coach him up, it might be the best duo you ever have in terms of teammates or anything. I mean, it's just a phenomenal thing. If you can get a close-knit group of players, that started out as just, friends together competing. It's very, very special.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what was I going to say? If you can always, like, we had this thing where, like, I had a lot of people ask me, how do I find players? How do I get on the MLG circuit? How do I start playing on that kind of level and stuff? And, like you said, you can have a friend. If he's not the best player, you can coach him up. Like, I've had numerous situations where, my philosophy kind of with that is, like, you can always take a good player and he can be a great player with the right guidance. Like,
yeah.
If you give someone the right guidance, then they can be amazing. So
definitely. I think Cali North, if he's listening right now, he might drop a line. He knows all about that. Coaching up he's a great player, but he just needed a little bit of guidance, and he turned into like phenomenal monster of a player. But yeah, it's definitely I agree with you. So on Gears of War 3, we played a little bit. Same old stuff. People voting Blood Drive. People voting Mercy.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it seems like it's the same old stuff. So what do you think? I asked Abram this. What do you think about the current state of Gears of War 3 as it is?
Honestly, man, like, Gears of War, I don't want to say it's getting old, but, like, it's getting to the point where, like, I've ran certain maps into the ground. And I can tell you, like, if we can do a ranked team deathmatch game and someone's voting Blood Drive, like, I can almost tell you that their whole team is going to sit on the balcony with Hammer Burst. Like, I know the kind of players that play the kind of maps that are picked, so I usually can foresee the kind of situations that are going to happen. So
yeah.
I just, a lot of people like playing Execution, and Gears of War 3 is, they were trying to get away from it when they released the game, so, the people who play Team Deathmatch are, I don't know if they're not the same kind of people that play Execution, but Execution players are just different, and the game is trying to get away from that, and they're trying to like hold on to their core Gears values, and they're just trying to drag Execution along, and it's just not a lot of people are playing those game types anymore.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree to a certain extent. I think that the foundation that Gears kind of set precedent with Execution and Warzone and stuff, they're moving away from that, and the players that have stuck with it are kind of left out to dry in terms of judgments. It kind of made that transition now, but I do kind of wish they would have kept some remnant of that style of play with Gears of War Judgment, because there are things that created, you had to know what to do in specific situations, and it wasn't so mindless. And don't get me wrong, I really love like King of the Hill. And if people watch my content, you guys know I absolutely love King of the Hill. I love Team Deathmatch, but the level of play when you go from a team deathmatch, a ranked team deathmatch, to a ranked execution, like, people don't make as many mistakes. They don't do careless stuff. It's just that preservation of, single elimination that makes people play a little bit different. I think that's kind of going to be missing with Judgment.
Yeah, I mean, you have to play more careful in game types like that. And I'm not saying that I don't want them in the game at all. Like, by far, I'm not saying that. Because I am an old school Gears guy. I love, Gears 1, Gears 2. I know you don't really like Gears 2 that much.
Gears 2 is terrible. It's terrible.
But, yeah, like, I still have some of my values left with Gears, like old school Gears. And I would like to see it, in the game. But with no down but not out, there's really no point.
Yeah, right. There's obviously there's no point. And that kind of like, it made sense to me with what they were doing. And, my latest, commentary talking about the game types, I have no problems with team deathmatch and domination. I think domination is a nice progression of, or evolution rather, of King of the Hill. I think they have the right mindset with how people need to be spread out around the hill, so people aren't like camping, so you can't get to a hill. But I just can't. If you're gonna go if you're gonna go no DB&O and not have a single elimination game type to at least appease and make some type of headway with the people that have bought your game for 6 years, I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
To at least not have it just there at that launch. It's really hard for me to be like, man, that is a smart decision you guys are making. That seems like quality stuff.
Man, like I see where you come from, but I think people, like, if you get on Gears 3 right now, and I think it'll be the same with Judgment. I mean, a lot of people play when it comes out, but that doesn't necessarily mean people are going to be playing it down the road. And you look at Gears of War 3 right now, and there's not a whole lot of people playing as it is still.
There's not.
But there's really not a lot of people playing Execution in Warzone. Like, I think if they put it in the game, that hardly anybody will play it, and it may be a waste of time.
Yeah, I think that rather than putting those game types in, they should have made a game type that revolves around single elimination, but that fits the no DB&O philosophy or whatever their design goals are for Judgment. And that was my point with that commentary. Is like, well, if you're going to get rid of it, at least make something to replace those two, whether it be a new game type completely, or take search and destroy. That's been our prime example, bomb game type, or some other one life game type that works. I think that would have been the right step for them.
Right, and I mean, they have, they kind of went that direction with Overrun, with like a bomb style game type thing. You have to like protect your generator, and then the other team has to try to blow it up. I mean,
it kind of works like that, yeah.
Kind of, yeah, but I would have liked to see something more as well.
So in terms of your team and Judgment, do you guys have any, like, my thing is, and we did our live stream, it seems like domination would be the only competitive game type. Do you foresee your team playing Gears of War Judgment in a competitive sense?
Yeah, actually, like, in my opinion, man, like, I know a lot of people are upset and they think it may not be as competitive, but I think they kind of tried to make it a little bit more competitive with the way they're doing things in the game types they're choosing. So yeah, me and my team are going to take a crack at it. I don't see why not. I think that domination will be good. I don't think it'll be great. I think it'll be good for competitive. I think team deathmatch, the only way that it would work competitive is you'd have to have like a crackerjack spawning system. You would really have to have a hell of a spawning system to make team deathmatch work competitively. and with people saying Overrun is going to be competitive and it's going to be, a miracle for competitive play, like I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, for Overrun, and I think it was kind of Skyless and I maybe pushing this when I first. Well, it was more so me. He didn't actually get on the comm, but Overrun is like a third-person League of Legends. I mean, there's not creepers necessarily in lane. I don't know if you even play that game or anyone listening plays that game. Okay.
Quite a bit, actually.
So, I mean, I understand what's going on. I don't play it at all, but I know that style because I know Dota. Mm-hmm. And it's like a third-person version of that. And, I mean, it does have a bearing. I mean, it could possibly be competitive. And one of the things that I said is that I don't think that the game type fits consoles. I think that it's more of a PC game style. Maybe you guys will prove me wrong, but, that whole style and game type is more, it's been previously catered and specifically for the PC community with games like Smite and other games that have third person like, mobile. Monday Night Combat was kind of one. You could kind of make that comparison with Overrun. But then you have Super Monday Night Combat that went PC exclusive because they were like, oh, this makes much more sense on the PC.
Right.
So it can be competitive, but, I think they're going to have a really tough time trying to sell that. When I say we, or they, like Epic is going to actually push that to the competitive community. I just mean like leagues or whatever organizers trying to say, hey, let's rally behind Overrun. I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah. And let's face it, I don't think Epic is going to try to push anything too hard towards the competitive community. I know a lot of people nag at them and stuff like that. And I know, I mean, they do kind of what they can as far as, I've heard you say that
they'll sponsor some events a little sometimes.
Yeah.
I've seen little things like that.
Stuff like that will probably happen, but anything as far as like, you saw what Treyarch's doing with Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I mean, like, it's not going to be anything like that, I don't think.
It's not going to happen, I don't think, within this console generation. Maybe with the next systems. Here's what I hope for, and this is something I don't think I've talked with any of the guys, is I actually hope that Gears of War, if they decide to continue the franchise, I hope it branches out more than just the Xbox. And the reason being is because I feel like people that want to see the game flourish, especially Xbox diehards and stuff like that, or Gears diehards, I really think that by that being a Microsoft exclusive, they're missing out on the potential for that game to be, bigger than what it was. And a lot of people had high hopes for Gears of War 3, and to me the game is really polished, really well done, but I just feel like they needed to be in other places in order for more people to see how well the game plays. Like if you throw that on PlayStation over like what games do they even have that are like that? Killzone, I think, is like their only exclusive. Resistance.
Yeah.
If you throw those games on
Uncharted's multiplayer.
Uncharted is decent, but if you throw Gears on there, it's like those guys would be fucking blown away. They'd be like, oh man, this game is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really think and I hope that Epic has that in mind with their next. I don't want to see any more. I'm tired. To be honest, I am not really. I like the Xbox way more than I like the PlayStation 3. But in terms of like success for a game or a developer or whatever, I really want to see them go multi-platform.
Yeah, well, and so you said something like that before, and it really got me thinking. It got the gears turning. Okay, like I was thinking about it, and like StarCraft. Like, take StarCraft, for instance, in League of Legends. Like, they're only on PC. Like, that's the only platform they're on. And like you said, Gears is only on Xbox. And I know PC's been around for a long time, and StarCraft's been around for a long time, and it's had time to gather fans. But the multi-platform thing, I think, is a good idea. But, like, we've seen games get really big, and they're just on PC. So
yeah, I mean, the only reason I say not to go only PC, because I know there's guys that, like, just the rift between PC and console guys. Like PC people think that console guys are like the scum of the earth, like they don't even deserve to play games, and like console guys think that PC guys are all snooty with their high end $2,500 computers. Realistically, though, guys, listen, it's not that much to build a nice PC. It's like $600. Like, I'm just throwing that out there.
If you build it yourself.
If you build it yourself. But yeah, you know, I think that, I mean, PC, obviously, the big thing with talking competitive is like viewership. And so like PC, you're already on the computer, so it's like easy to be a viewer and a player at the same time. Whereas Xbox, as inconvenient as it sounds, you know, they have to turn off their Xbox, or maybe they can leave it on, and then go to wherever their computer is to view, get involved with the game or view a video or something like that. So yeah, it's the scene on PC blows up because of that ease of, okay, I can just go here to view this little tips video, this tutorial. I don't need to go turn off my Xbox or whatever. So, or I mean, if it's a YouTube app, I guess you could still keep your Xbox on for you people that are gonna say that. But yeah, man, I mean that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, we talked Gears, we talked Gears 3, talked Gears Judgment, told us some about your channel. Is there anything else you wanna end us with? Specifically, shout out to some sponsors or something.
Oh yeah, all my sponsors. Let me tell you. But yeah, man. But just shouts to my team and pretty much anyone that's ever supported me in any way. Like, and you too, man. Like this is my dream, and anyone that's ever supported me and anyone that's ever helped me out with any questions I've ever had, you're helping me achieve it. So that's pretty much it.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. Everyone make sure to subscribe to Joey's channel. Link is down in the description. And until the next time, guys, I will catch you later. Peace. This has been placed here for your viewing pleasure.